So 25, some numbers will be like a 3/5, but 25 will be like a 16th. So it will be the '08 and the first numbers, and then tomorrow's the 5th. So it's like the 35th and the 25th, or it will be 52 and 25. So if you put those numbers, like some numbers will have meaning, like a star wearing number 25 starting from a certain year at a certain age. uh, Before I looked up the decibels, and it was 3,000 in a certain time frame of a exponent versus a pole inside of an exponent of whatever alphabetical energy around that pole. If it was Frankenstein, just in case I was getting married and knew exactly what my baby would look like. If the girl was like, "Oh, I wanted to have a certain way," because people don't know the trick. But it's like people will say that they don't know the trick because like I'll see what's going on. Like I can point out someone who will come more beautiful, but like if a girl sees like, oh, he doesn't like to play sports like me, but he likes to say, "Oh, mama, I'm finna record, I'm finna be pretty," like she'll wonder why it will be a certain way that he's not solved. But he'll say, oh, he'll recognize himself, you see. So he'll say, oh, it's like head, like that's what I'm trying to tell you. So the baby will even be pretty to make the mother not understand why she's in the life, you see. So a girl will be like, oh, why is it? So people will try to marry like a guy like who's gonna record them, but they don't realize like people will say, oh, I wanted a Russian guy because he's classy, or I see, but it will be a certain way where someone will say, "Oh, the baby is different," because you'll be like, "Oh, he adds a touch wearing suits because there'll be a difference." You see, he'll say he'll go and live on a farm because he'll be like, "I don't belong in the city," and then he'll come back and always remember, wonder why is my mom so pretty? Why is she so different? You see, so it's like, but it's like someone will choose, like someone will have a big fat lit baby, won't know why. So some values of the number could be in a 16 of 1,000 or 31. So it's like some numbers could relate to 2025 or 24, or a number that some numbers could relate to ages that people were around that time. So if you flip a number like 25, it will also be like 52, but it will also be 50. So it will also be 50 without age in 2016. So some numbers will have different meanings, and 8 will have a '08, and you flip it around, it will be 80 that already happened, and it will be 80 years later. You see, so eventually, like if you flip something around that's 80, you're not talking about a certain pole because the 25th 12 months can't happen right now. So it's like eventually it will take time, but that will already be after age 16, was already before 2016. But if you flip 25 around, it will be 52. If you flip 25 around, it will be 52. And then numbers will have like a number in the month, or a number in a year, or a number in one of the decades in a month of 16 years, or a month of 25 years, or a month of 31 divided by two summer decades of different zodiacs, two zodiacs in between 2 years, or 24 zodiacs in between 1 year, split each zodiac one day of the 31 days of my life, of the 31 years of my life, versus the 31 seasons of zodiacs, versus the month inside of that season. I could have lived for 15 Julys, half of my life, and 51 Julys before I turned the pole of 1+. So eventually, if a number has a meaning, because it will be like a 25, a 6, a 9, it will be something under 2016. So eventually, when a number could be defined off like a 13 flip or a 22. So to get to like a solid number, it could be 32 flip, could be 23, or 18 flip could be 81, or 8 flip could be 80, or 8 or could be like a number 12 or 8 or 18 or 13, you see. So but if you do a number like 25, it hasn't come yet, but it will 16 will already be before 22. After 31 flip 13 will be an 80 flip between something that could already have a value of age or something that comes from a timeline that will make me see something a certain way. So eventually today is the four echo dots and tomorrow's the fifth. 35 flipped is 53, and you wonder why is it 13 flipped is 31, but it's 22, but 23 flipped is 30 32 as 22, you see. So a double line flip, instead of going from 25 to 52, is a whole and captivating, just like 16 to 2025 hasn't ended yet, but 16 to 22 has ended, but 13 to 23 is about to relive in a certain boundary that doesn't relate to birthdays. A man could be a different age based on a different Roman system, a different Hebrew system. Someone could be a certain age. So if God can protect someone, someone is not protected by some month and calendar that was made with witchcraft to make someone rise to God so that a terrorist attack could happen, so people could study history, because they'll say that I already lived to that time in 9/11 before 2032 to Aaron Waters show. So if it's the Hebrew system, it could relate to a different barcode of freedom of different than American prison, because God will show that if a 25 flip will be 35, and a 35 will be 53, and a 25 will be 52. So those numbers will be a different era of 12 flip 21, 13 flip 8, 16. Also flip will be 25, but it will also be 32 too. You see, 16 plus 16 is also 32. That would be 25. So that's age 2013 flip into 32 would be actually 16 plus 16 flip. Gee. So it's like there's a double 32 we mentioned 3 times in this video that will be a boundary of God. 748, 757. Still going how many days? 27 to the 4th. I'll estimate